the Games of 90, we talked about Win, Lose, or Draw, but we briefly mentioned the teen version that was on the Disney Channel. So on this edition of the Games of 90, let's talk about the teen version of Win, Lose, or Draw and what set it apart from the kids' game shows of the era.
You know why all these kids are in Mark Price's driveway? They're about to play America's favorite quick draw game. So grab your mother's lawn chair and drag it on over. It's time for Teen Win, Lose, or Draw!
The teen version of Win, Lose, or Draw debuted on April 29th of 1989 on the Disney Channel. Hosted by Mark Price, aka Skippy of Family Ties, two teams of three kids teamed up to complete in the classic quick draw game in order to win the day's grand prize. While the show was aimed at kids, it didn't really appeal to them like the game shows of the day did. There wasn't any mess like you'd see on Funhouse or any physical stunts like you'd see on Double Dare. But what it had was something unseen on most kids' game shows of the time. And basically all it did was take an existing format, Win, Lose, or Draw, port it over for it to be for kids, just gussy up the set a little bit to be more teen friendly, and there you go. That's all they needed to do. It pretty much comes down to a really rock solid format that anybody can play along with. And also a host who's really solid too in his own right.
And your host of Teen Win, Lose, or Draw, Mark Price.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. All right, we're going to start right now. We've got Tyler, the incredible spotted wonder puppy, my co-host for the day.
Mark Price helms this teen version and he does it justice. I mean, he did appear on the show quite a few times, so he was well aware of the format and everything that made for decent hosting. He got into the game and he had his quirks and balanced them well. Sure, he'd overemphasize who won the game and everything, but that's just Mark's general excitement getting in the way, as though his previous experiences on the main show, so I'll give him a thumbs up. Another thing that I liked was the pseudo-connection between host and set. As noted, the original version had the show set in Burt Reynolds' living room in tribute to the creator. In the teen version, it was Mark's backyard garage where the board is used. It looks nice enough, given it's a backyard and garage and all, with the team sitting on benches and everyone else on lawn chairs. It was well executed for what it was, so another thumbs up in that aspect. Now, before we move on to the gameplay aspect of the show, I want to talk about producers for a second. Although Burt and Burt was credited for creating this show, they did not, in a sense, produce it. That honor went to Jay Wolpert for the first year of its life. In April of 1990, the show went on hiatus for a little bit, and when September of 1990 hit and new episodes were produced, a whole new thing came about when Stone-Stanley Productions took over, and while they had a barrage of announcers during Jay Wolpert's run as producer, Mark L. Wahlberg took over as the announcer for the rest of the 2 years the show would be on the air. Now, I gotta be honest, I kind of prefer Stone-Stanley handling the show to Jay Wolpert. Sure, you don't see much difference, but it's the little nuances that help make the show a whole lot better. And plus, I guess it doesn't hurt that when you have a producer who is nuanced and experienced in kids' game shows, hey, you gotta give it a thumbs up. And what both producers did was keep the original format from the show at the time. The first round was the clue round. In this round, the drawer was given 60 seconds to convey a bunch of words that would lead to the identity of a famous person, place, or thing. Kind of think of it as them using the puzzles for Super Password but drawing them instead of giving one-word clues. If after 60 seconds the team is able to guess the puzzle, they earn 200 points. If not, then the opposing team got a chance to guess. I do like this round as it adds variety without detracting from the game or adding arbitrary rules to existing rounds. And when I said the format was used in the original versions, I'm not kidding. Sometime in 1989, both the NBC and syndicated versions changed their formats to where the first round was the clue round. After the first puzzle, they would introduce the celebrities and the contestants. I gotta be honest, it did come off as kinda awkward though, but the Disney verts managed to patch it in correctly. I guess it's because they were afforded more time because at this time Disney was a paid channel much like HBO or Showtime and had no commercials. The NBC and syndicated version had about 21-22 minutes where the teen version had 25-26 minutes, so that helped out with the pacing. The second part of the game was the basic format that we all know and love from Win, Lose, or Draw. The drawer is given a phrase and must draw it and have the team guess in 60 seconds. They get it, it's 200 points. After 30 seconds, they can hand off and go for 100 points. It's basically the same thing as the old format that the adult shows used. What they also used is the same speed round. 90 seconds, 2 passes. 100 points for each right answer. Whoever had the most points at the end wins. I like this format for the adults and I liked it here. Now, unlike the adult show at the time, they had a tiebreaker which had 2 layers if needed. The first layer is a 20-second speed round with 1 pass. Most correct guesses wins. If they are still tied, Mark has 3 spare words to draw. The first team picks one and draws it. Then the other team has to draw another word from the remaining 2 and beat the time that the other team set. Think the pyramid tiebreaker, but drawing the clues instead of saying them. While I like the tiebreakers, they only needed 1, and that was the pyramid-style tiebreaker. The first layer was too quick to get a score higher than 1 on most times, so it felt more like filler than anything else. And that's Team Win, Lose, or Draw. You know what? I gotta be honest. I really wasn't expecting much when I originally saw Team Win, Lose, or Draw, but looking back at it now compared to the other kids' game shows of that era, it was nuanced, it was balanced, and it might be one of the best kids' game shows of all time that nobody talks about. I'm dead serious. This show is great! Porting the format was the right move for Disney, and it paid off big time. The kids had a blast playing the game, and Mark Price was good too. The show would enjoy a healthy 3.5-year run ending on September 26, 1992. There was a revival for the show done in 2014, but I have to be honest, I haven't seen it, so I can't really judge it. Sorry, it's the rules. So there you go. That's your 2-part Games of 90s salute to Win, Lose, or Draw. I hope you enjoyed it. We're out of time. Bye-bye.